Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. Today's episode is going to be a real-time journal with me video. I think for this particular journal, this Little Women journal, I'm loving working in it, and I'm trying to just be more in the moment as opposed to completely just memory keeping for the sake of making sure I preserve my memories. I'm trying to just journal more for my mental health and to be in a wonderful state of mind. And so that means I'm actually journaling more at the end of the day with lighting that isn't so great. So I will get a better ring light, but for the meantime and in the meantime, this is the lighting. And because this is about, I don't know, 9:30 at night when I filmed this. And this is my ephemera. I bought this like book and you can write in it, and it's all about like helping with your anxiety and your mental wellness. So I kind of just pick the page I want to use as my journaling space. I answer the questions, and that is going to be my journaling for the day. I'm just going to fold it and put it in that really pretty gold envelope that was sent to me in some Happy Mail. When I found this envelope in the Happy Mail, I was like, oh my goodness, this has to go in my journal. It actually came with some Christmas Happy Mail. So I'm really excited to put it into my journal. And as you can see, this journal is really getting full quickly. I just started it in the beginning of November. But as you can see, a lot of the pages aren't super traditional layouts. Some of them are, but many of them I'm just sticking in pieces from my life and odds and ends. And I try to do a little bit of journaling as I go along. But it's really just about kind of creating a nice frame of mind and finding peace. And I think journaling has always been a wonderful way of finding peace for me. And so I think that is my goal with this particular journal, is to try to achieve that wonderful level of peace that we're all always searching for. So I found this page. I loved that really kind of wallpapery cardstock on that one side. So I received this greeting card today, actually, from my dear friend Diane. So Diane, if you're watching, I love it. You know me so well. The ladybug, the whole vibe of the card is beautiful, and I'm so happy you loved your little journal I sent to you. I'm also using this printed doily. It's actually from Johanna Clow. Her Etsy shop is called Little Bindi, and she has all of these beautiful printables. And so I printed a whole pack. I purchased I actually have a few packs, but I recently purchased this one because I thought the vibe was really pretty with my Little Women journal. And so I'm just going to add some distress ink and put it down on that wallpaper cardstock. And I think it looks really pretty. So now I'm going to add that card from Diane just right to the top. I find that my layouts for this journal are much more simple. And usually it's because I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. And it's been interesting. I think as I go from journal to journal, each journal I sort of have sometimes spoken, but many times an unspoken goal. And for me, the goal of this journal is to just journal for the enjoyment, not necessarily for the aesthetic or for a absolute purpose. It's just to sort of wind down the day. And that's what I've been doing. I've been sort of journaling. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but there's a lot more like late night journaling stories because I've been winding down the day by journaling. And it's been so wonderful. Another thing I've done is I actually in the beginning of December started a list journal, which is just a spiral bound journal. And every day at the end of the day, usually about 10 or 10:30 at night, I sit down and I just get out everything I want to accomplish for the next day, whether it's something that's actually tangible or not. But it's sort of just a brain dump so that I could put it all down into that task journal or list journal, and then I can go to bed and not think about it anymore. And it's really been sort of a game changer for me. And the next day it's really fun, and I feel very accomplished every time I can cross something off the list. So maybe I'll share that journal with you in a future YouTube, but that's something that's been really wonderful for me. And it's been very helpful for my mental wellness and my anxiety and my mind races. I don't know if any of you have that issue at night where your mind just races with things you need to get done the next day. It's been very helpful, and I've been sleeping so much better. So anyway, I added that piece of art down to the other side, and I have to use this picture of Molly Ringwald and John Cusack from the Pretty in Pink movie. This picture was actually on my daughter's photo wall years ago. I think it was even before COVID. And she took down that photo wall and she said, Mom, do you want these photos? And I always use them. But my whole family, we love Pretty in Pink. And so I knew I wanted to use it at some point. I've been hanging on to it for a couple years though. Now's the time. This is from some fabric that I recently purchased at my favorite fabric store. It's like a huge fabric warehouse. And I recently bought some fabric there. So I just stuck it down in my journal. I love saving those because they look old-fashioned even though they're not. And now I have this gold envelope, and I had originally thought I was just going to stick it to the side, but it's too big and it like clashes with that pocket. I wouldn't be able to put things in easily. So I just decided to cut that corner off, and then it ends up fitting perfect. You'll sort of see it's just like a little tiny flap off of the corner. And that way it fits perfectly into the side, and all of my little goodies will still slide in and out of that pocket really easily. I just made that pocket with some fabric that was sent to me also in some happy mail, I believe from Jackie. So thank you, Jackie. And so now it all fits, and I'm just using PVA glue. Like I said, more and more I'm using PVA glue for everything. I think it just simplifies things. But I also do have double stick tape because that photo is like picture paper, and glue is just a little bit difficult in my opinion to use on photos. So now that that envelope is on perfectly, I love the way it looks. It's such a pretty gold. It's sort of like a bronzy gold. I don't know, it just spoke to me. Sometimes paper pieces speak to me. I don't know. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But as you can see, I'm just sticking all my little goodies right back into that pocket. It was a card from Hannah, and this is from Coral. So thank you, Coral. I actually think it was from last year, Valentine's Day. So I found it in a stack of Happy Mail, and I just stuck it in my journal because Coral is just the sweetest and kindest, one of the best here on YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon. So thank you, Coral. And I'm just going to stick this really pretty floral washi tape right down to just sort of make sure that that envelope opens and closes and is nice and secure. So I'm going to add a big piece of thick washi right down the middle just to sort of make sure everything's nice and stable. A lot of people ask, why do you take so much time to journal? This looks like a lot of work. It looks like a lot of time spent, and for me, it's just so incredibly relaxing, especially at the end of a long night. And then the sort of wonderful thing you also get after memory keeping or creative journaling or junk journaling is that you have this incredible memory that you can look at, you can pass on, you can share. What a gift in a time that we live in that is so digital, to be able to preserve memories in this way. I love that there's been sort of a resurgence of sort of more old school things like records and CDs and real books and journaling. I love that there's been a resurgence of that with young people especially, because these are going to be really special memories in the future. So now I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put these other two pieces. That picture I want to be really prominent. And so what I decided to do is just cut it down and put it on top of the envelope. And I love the way it looks because it ends up looking like it has a sort of gold frame around it. And I wanted this picture to be very focal on the layout because I love it. You can actually see the tape there from where it was on my daughter's photo wall, like the residue. So it's funny. We all love Pretty in Pink over here. Everyone loves Ducky, but I gotta say, guys, as much as I love Ducky, I'm kind of a Blaine girl. I know Blaine is not the popular choice. I know everyone loves Ducky, and don't get me wrong, I do love Ducky. I'm like torn between two worlds. But when I was young, it was all about Blaine. I just think he's dreamy. I don't know. My daughter don't think he's cute at all. They're like, he is not cute, Mom. But whatever. I love Ducky too. And Molly is the best, of course. So I just stick that picture on there. And now I'm going to find a place for that little tag. It was actually from like an antique mall. I had bought some vintage fabric, And I just thought the little tag was so sweet. Look at it, isn't that? It's got like a little bee. The fabric was only $1.75. And so what I end up doing is just grabbing some floral washi tape, and I just end up sticking it on the page. I think it's really sweet, and I think it adds a little vintage sort of touch, and it was really easy. And I'm telling you all, lately for me, the name of the game is simple. Simplicity. Simplicity in life, simplicity in journaling, simplicity in everything. So now I grab these tags. They're little sticker tags. I love them. They are from one of my very first Your Creative Studio boxes, probably from years ago now, and there's still so many left. I use them on almost every layout. I would love to go back and see what the date was that I actually first got these, what box they were, because I've had them forever, and they're my most favorite tabs. So tags, I keep saying the wrong thing. So I'll be so sad when they're finally gone, but I choose the blue one, and I just put it right on the corner there, and I'm going to just write that that picture was from Abby's photo wall. And then I sort of looked at the top and realized it looked a little bit bare. So I just grabbed a few little goodies that were sitting next to my desk. This is actually a vintage postcard, and it kind of reminded me of Abby because she loves photography. And then I had this vintage flashcard and this vintage advertising that came in, some happy mail, I believe, from Amy. So thank you, Amy. And I originally thought I was going to go with the flashcard, but then it was just way too big. So I said no to that. I was definitely going to go with the postcard, but I didn't want to have another like lift up and fold out. I don't know. It seemed like a little bit much. So then the advertising actually just looked perfect. It was so Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? One was too hot, one was too cold, one was just right. So I add some PVA glue and I just stick it right to the top, and it was the exact little touch I needed. And it's a piece of my life that's special because Amy took the time to put it in some mail and send it to me. How nice is that? How thoughtful is that? So it's also a nice memory. So this is my layout. I am going to do my journaling off camera. It is now the next morning when I filmed this, and this is my finished layout. Most of my journaling was inside that book page, and so that's already been tucked in the envelope. And as you can see, that's there. And actually, after my layout was finished, I was showing Abby because I used the picture. And she said, "Oh my gosh, Mom, I forgot I saved you my tea coffee cozy thing." And so I thought maybe you could keep it because it's the tea I love from Panera and I drink it every day. And so I stuck that in the envelope as well. So like I said, this was a super simple layout. Thank you, Diane, for sending me this beautiful card that inspired it. And if you loved this layout, please like this video. I would also love if you subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much to me. If you're looking for additional content, be sure to follow me on Patreon. Right now I am doing a January journal tutorial. And so every week I post a couple videos, and by the end of the month we will have a full handmade journal. All of that information is linked below. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching.